In a quiet forest, nestled by a vast wheat field, a young fox named Rowan lived with his mother. Their home was a simple burrow beneath a fallen oak. Every day, his mother toiled, gathering scraps left by farmers. Her fur was thin, one ear torn from an old trap, and a winter injury left her with a permanent limp. The other foxes would whisper when she passed, and Rowan despised those whispers. At school, the other cubs would boast about their mothers, their shiny fur, their hunting prowess, their dens near the river. Rowan always stayed silent. He never invited anyone home. One afternoon, his mother appeared at the clearing, carrying a small bundle of berries wrapped in leaves. She was breathing heavily, her paws covered in mud. "Rowan, you forgot your food," she said, her tired face breaking into a smile. The other young foxes stared. "Why does your mom look like that?" One of them blurted out. Heat rushed to Rowan's face. "I told you not to come here," he snapped. "You're embarrassing me." The smile vanished from his mother's face. She lowered her head, placed the berries on the ground, and whispered, "I'm sorry." That evening on the path home, Rowan walked several steps ahead of her, refusing to look back. Years passed. Rowan grew into a strong, fast fox. He left the forest for the farms, where food was easier to find, and his visits to the old oak tree became rare and brief. One harsh winter morning, after months away, he returned to the burrow. The entrance was partially collapsed. The air inside was cold. His mother lay still in a corner, wrapped in dry grass. He called her name, but there was no reply. Beside her lay a small wooden box he'd never seen before. He nudged it open. Inside were dozens of carefully stacked coins. Beneath them was a folded, worn paper. Rowan couldn't read well, but he recognized the mark of the farm veterinarian. He raced to the barn where an old sheepdog lived. The dog read the paper slowly. "This is a payment receipt," he said. "For surgery. Many years ago." "Surgery?" Rowan asked, confused. The dog nodded. "You were caught in a trap as a cub. Your leg was crushed. The vet said you'd never run again without an expensive operation." Rowan's chest tightened. He remembered the trap, waking up with his leg bandaged, and then, weeks later, running freely again. He never asked how. The sheepdog continued, payment completed in full. Client requested anonymity. Rowan stared at the coins, the exact amount on the paper. "She worked for scraps," the old dog said gently. "She cleaned barns at night, risked traps to collect metal to sell. That's how she tore her ear. That's how she hurt her leg." The air left Rowan's lungs. All those years, he saw her torn ear as weakness, her limp as a source of shame. He never realized she had sold her own strength so he could have his. He ran back to the burrow and lay beside her still body, pressing his face into her worn fur. "I'm sorry," he whispered, his voice choked with grief. "I walked ahead because I was ashamed. I didn't see you were carrying me all along." That spring, Rowan did something the forest had never seen. He built a small stone marker under the oak tree. He shared his food with struggling families and paid the veterinarian for other injured animals. When young foxes asked why he helped so much, he would look toward the old oak. "My mother taught me what true strength looks like," he'd say. "You don't always see it when you're young." Years later, when Rowan had cubs of his own, one of them asked why the stone under the oak was always so clean. He knelt beside them, his voice breaking. "Because everything I am began with someone who had nothing and gave me everything." The wind moved gently through the wheat field, and for the first time in his life, Rowan no longer walked ahead.